everybody, welcome to the video, and today we're just going to be discussing All-Stars, basically doing predictions and all that, basically discussing the new redesigns, talking about that, also some predictions for the characters themselves. Before we begin, do note that these are just my opinions, my predictions on them. If you have different ones, that's completely fine. I mean, we all have different predictions and opinions on the overall All-Stars cast. So how this is going to work is I'm going to be going in a random order of the contestants. It's not even in cast order. I don't know why this is the order I selected, but we'll just deal with it, I guess. And then we're going to move on to the production, which is Crystal, the new girl Emily, Oliver, Nina, Marcus, Cherrick, and Trevor, which, oh my gosh, the fact that there's going to be like 7, 8, how many production members? That many this season? That's insane to me. But let's just get right into this, starting off with Ellie. So as you can see here, we're going to be actually starting off by comparing the redesigns to previous season. So as you can see, we're going to quickly talk about this. So her socks are a bit darker colors. The gray, I like the darker gray. I think it suits Ellie more. The boots are the exact same. The skirt has a bit more detail. If you look a bit closer, it's a little bit lighter and has a bit more detail. So it's more modernized than anything. And then there's a color swap basically. And I like it, honestly. I like the color swap. I think it fits Ellie to a T. Yes. And then her hair, oh my gosh. It's pulled back. She has an extra earring now. I really like this redesign. I think it is so cool compared to season 1. I don't know if I prefer it to her season 1 design, but oh my gosh, do I really like it, and I think it suits Ellie so well. Now we're just gonna quickly discuss what Elliot might do in All-Stars. So when it comes to Ellie and having an arc, I think it's pretty obvious that they're going to have some interactions with Jake, and that's gonna be resolved because the way it was left in season 1, not a great ending, but they're definitely gonna have some interactions, and there's definitely gonna be Gabby and Ellie interactions. That's a huge win for me personally, y'all. That's a huge win. But anyways, what more can Ellie really do? I mean, she can have interactions with the season 2 cast, but what interactions would really be interesting? I mean, I think Tess would be an interesting one for an interaction with, because I think Ellie and Tess are similar on so many levels, and that would be cool to see them interact. But otherwise, I really can't see who else she would really interact. Oh, Riya! Oh my gosh, how did that slip my mind? But now Riya looks so villainy, and just, I don't know if Ellie would really want to interact with her specifically. But we're just gonna quickly theorize more on Ellie. I don't think she's making it that far. And this is coming from the biggest Ellie fan of mankind. But jokes aside, I think she's gonna be a late pre-merge boot to an early merge. I don't think she's gonna go very early per se, because I do think she has enough to carry her to go to a decently far length in the show. But she's not going to the finals. She's not really making it that far in merge if she does make it, because again, she was a finalist once. I mean, I do kind of want, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So just like that, but our guys maybe just improving herself and going back to her morals, but I don't think she wants to be back here anyways, judging from her cast poster. So I guess we're gonna have to see what Ellie does this season, but I don't think it's gonna be much, and I really don't think she's making it too far. I don't think she's gonna be a major character this season, which that's fine. She was like the main character, quote unquote, in season 1, so it's fine if we don't get to see too much of her here, although I would like to hopefully give her a decently happy ending, because what was that ending in season 1? Oh my gosh. No thanks. So we're just gonna quickly move on to the next one, which is Lake's redesign. I think it's great. I know it's really simple and there's really not much to it, but I do think it works really well. So she has her flower back, which I think is a really nice callback to her original design, original stuff per se. I really like the flower to be added back. Her hair looks a bit more shaggy, a bit different. I think it looks cool. And then we have of course, shorts, and her shirt is a bit less. The sleeves on her shirt are a bit less defined, I guess. I don't really know how else to say it. But she also has her socks back. They are a bit lower, though. You can see by the comparison here. And she also has new green sneakers, which I think fit her perfectly. Honestly, I think this redesign is really simple, but it works really well for Lake. There's really not much more to note on the redesign, but again, really cool. We're just gonna quickly move into her discussion. I want to say that Lake's gonna make it very far, but I don't know if she really is going to, mainly because of how predictable that would be. Like, I think everybody after, like, I don't know what episode, I think episode 6 it was in Disventure in season 2, was predicting that Lake would make it very far after she had that arc and all that, and then she got out in episode 8. So clearly I don't want to make it predictable. However, I think Lake would be a very person that's very predictable to bring to the end or close to the end. So I think somewhere in the middle, like around where Ellie gets out, is where she might go. Because again, I don't see like going very early, because I think she's a very interesting character to bring back, and I think making her first boot, please no. I think she had interactions with James and Aiden, because, well, we can see that James has his arm on Lake, which probably means that they're just a wholesome trio right now, which is cool to see for them. And Lake, I really need to see interact with Riya, because shockingly enough, we never got to see Lake and Riya have a proper interaction after Riya did that blind side pretty much. And I think it'd be very interesting to see what direction that can take. It's basically if Rosa was in the season, they would have interactions, but now it's going to be Riya and Lake, and I think I kind of am grateful for that, because now Lake has something else to do, because originally I don't really know what that Lake else could do rather than a few interactions with James, Aiden, and I think Grett would be an interesting one for interactions, because they both have parental issues, both have been through a lot, both have changed for the better, hopefully. I think Grett's a better person now, right? I mean, that's what it looks like. Whatever. But we're just gonna, but yeah, I'm excited to see Lake back, and I guess we'll see how she does in this season. We're just gonna quickly move on to the next contestant. Hunter! He didn't really change at all. No. So he got a more blue shirt, which is, I think it worked better overall, and he basically just became Blue Hunter. That's what changed. And then, I don't know, maybe I didn't notice this, but is it just me, or does he look more tan? Or am I just, I don't know, I think he did, I don't know. But, I mean, yeah, I guess. And then he has a gray streak in his hair, I believe, like a gray streak that goes through. It's not that big of a redesign, but I don't really think it really needed to be, because it's Hunter of all people. But, I mean, it looks cool. I think I prefer it over his original design. I think that's more character, but not really much more to note on Hunter, which I think segues into the discussion. I'm still very convinced on the theory that Hunter's going to be a first boot, or be a very early boot, because I don't think there's enough for Hunter to realistically do to make it really far. And watch me be proven completely wrong here, and maybe my expectations will be subverted, and he'll be the hero or something like that. However, I just cannot see it. I am sorry, I just cannot. Because Hunter, all we really see him able to do in this poster is that Allie's mad at him. Woohoo, more love triangle drama. This is the first time I've actually cared about the triangle in a while, but I don't think this is going to really cut it. In a season full of all-stars, in a season full of massive potential, it's going to be basically a fight for the springtime. And Hunter, a fight with Allie, and that's what you're doing for like 15 episodes, that's not going to cut it this season. He's going to need more to do, and he can't just be plot armored all the way through, I don't think. Although it was kind of funny, I don't think what's the plot armor? No. But I don't think it'll work this season unless he has enough to do, and I don't see his interactions with the season 1 contestants being that interesting either, because I don't think he's at the surface that interesting of a player. I mean, yeah, he has a strategical side, maybe, but he's just a nice guy. We don't know much, so maybe I'll be shocked, and maybe his interactions will be very entertaining, but I just don't see his interactions being entertaining. The only thing he has going for him is a fight with Allie, which can probably be solved in like 2 episodes if need be. Anyway, I don't really care that Hunter is back. I guess we'll see though. I don't know what he's gonna do though. Moving on to the next camper. Raise Redesign, it has to be my favorite design in all told drummer Disventure camp. I know this is probably such a hot take, but oh my goodness. Riya got a glow up. Oh my gosh. She has these sunglasses, the ponytail somehow looks a bit, it's so much more curly, and it fits villain Riya so well, and she looks rich. Did she somehow get villain roles? Oh my goodness. But oh my gosh. So she has these red leggings too, if you noticed from the other picture I added. Oh my gosh, they fit so well with what would you call that coat? Is it like a leather? I don't know coats that well, but it looks cool. And then she just has some gold bracelets. It's fitting Riya so well, and she looks like she is about to be her villainous self again. Yes, villain Riya back. And Connor's just confused. But anyway, we're just gonna quickly move on to the discussion of Riya. Riya is a character that was going to come back probably no matter what, and I'm excited to see her back. I think she's become greedy though. I think what happened after the show, this is my theory, is after the show she got hired for a lot of villain roles, despite leaving Aiden. You know, I don't think I would hire somebody who loves somebody who... Maybe that is just me. And then she got hired by tons of producers, and now she's a big thing in the Hollywood industry or something like that. She's got a name for herself. I do wonder how Connor fits into all of this. Does Connor have friends that are in the Hollywood industry? And then Connor got Riya into the... Maybe that's what happened. Who even knows at this point? But either way, I think, of course, Riya's going back to her villainy ways probably this season. You can see it in the promotional art. I really don't think she's going for her redemption arc yet. Maybe she is, and maybe this is all just like, okay. But Connor being so confused at Riya instead of happy for Riya just convinces me she's back to her villainous ways. Not gonna lie. I do wonder how far she'll make it. I originally did think she'd make it very, very far. Maybe she still will, but with her not having that redemption arc, I do think that lessens how long she's going to really stay on the show, unless they make her a villain for most of the show and then redeem her throughout the last part. If she does, she could easily be a protagonist, maybe even make finals again, but I guess we'll have to see. So we're just going to move on and discuss the next character. Tess's redesign, I think, is great. First off, she's happy now. That's really nice. And I love the artist vibes that the outfit brings, because in the finale of season 2, by memory, she was doing art for Lake's novel or something. One of the things, but anyways, I think it gives such an artist vibe, and I really like it. And I like the bun in her hair. I think it's nice. And then she has her orange jacket. The rest pretty much remains the same though. And I think it's nice. It's a good design. It's not too much change, but it's enough. And I just, yes, and yes. So we're just gonna move on to the discussion of her. Tess, out of the entire love triangle, is the one I'm really hoping makes the farthest. Main reason is because I think she offers the most potential out of the love triangle. She has the most personality out of the love triangle. She has the biggest chance for more interesting interactions, whether that be with Gabby and Ellie, which I think would be very interesting to see. More so Ellie, because of how similar they are in concept and all that. So would like to see that interaction would be great. And then she can also have an arc of being away from the love triangle, separation, mainly away from Hunter. I just want to see Hunter out early. And I don't even hate Hunter at all. What is this? But in any case, I think Tess is going to be very interesting to see back in All Stars. I'm excited to see the direction they take her. And with Tess, you can go pretty much every direction, because you can with a character like Tess. So I guess we'll see, but moving on to Allie. Yes, Allie! Okay, so I think Allie's new design is definitely better than her original. I think it gives off much more of a gamer vibe. I like the style. The jacket looks a lot cooler too, and ponytail. Yes, honestly, great design when it comes to Allie. I don't know if I'm excited to see her back though, but we're just gonna quickly discuss her. Ellie as a character is one that I'm excited to see back, but also worried. I'm just really hoping that she gains some kind of development and we get to know more about her, because all we know is she's a nice gamer girl. Her grandfather inspired her to do gaming, and that's great. That's great base traits for a character, but to expand on those traits, she's expanded upon in season 2. I think there's a chance to expand upon those in season 3, and I'm really hoping, and I'm really excited to see Allie back, and I hope that she gets development, becomes her own character, and I think that'd be really cool to see for Allie, because it's just really cool. I'm hoping high hopes for Allie. So moving on to the next character. Ooh, Aiden. So redesign wise, it's my least favorite. I'm so sorry, but I just don't, I don't like the hair that much. I can't explain why either. That's what just hurts me, because I want to explain why, but I don't know why either. And that being the only change in this redesign, I completely get why. I mean, he's probably basically changed I don't know, a little, and of course he hasn't really changed. It's been like, I think like 6 months, or is it a year after? I guess we'll get the timeline once Disventure Camp All-Stars does premiere, but I think it's okay. It's not the worst design I've ever seen, oh my gosh. There's a lot worse, so no worries, we're just gonna move on to the discussion of Aiden. I think Aiden as a character is one that we all managed to bring out. I think he was easily gonna be coming back. One thing I really hope to see Aiden is development for people that aren't James. Yeah, Aiden does have cool interactions with Lake, yeah, but we need to also know more about his motivations. He's very similar to Jake, and I just need Jake and Aiden to interact. That's something I do need to see. I am just so intrigued to know if they would be enemies or friends. I'm kind of hoping they'd be enemies because I think that'd be absolutely hilarious. And I also think Aiden will interact with Tom. His interactions this season I think will be very, very interesting, and also given the fact that we know that Aiden is a fan of season 1 of this show, canonically, so I am excited to see that direction too. Honestly, Aiden's potential this season is very high compared to season 2. I do think he's making it decently far. Like, he might be a late premiere debut, maybe a bit later. He did get 3rd after all, so I don't think he can make finale again. But hey, I might be convinced otherwise, but I do think this is great to offer him some interesting interactions, given some great dynamics, because the season 1 cast and Aiden, I think, would work so well with interactions. So I'm also excited to see his interactions this season, not much else. So we're just gonna be quickly moving on to James. James, so he also really didn't have a redesign, but I do think that this redesign, instead of degrading, it improves. First off, I like the new darker color on the sleeves, and I do like the new like hairstyle. I think it looks cool. Otherwise, there's basically no change, except I think his jeans are a bit different from my knowledge, but maybe. I think it's good, his design's good, it's fine. We don't need to really focus on that. We're just gonna quickly discuss James and Disventure Camp All-Stars. James being a previous winner, he's not winning, and I also really don't think James is making it too far. I mean, obviously he's a winner, so we can't get first boot, but watch me be proven wrong there. I don't think there's much for James to do. Yeah, he can interact like Tom and Jay, but I don't think that's nearly as interesting as Aiden's interactions with those two will be. Mainly again because Aiden's seen the show, he's a fan of certain characters. We don't know what characters, but he is a fan. James never had the time to watch the original show, so there probably, I don't think he did, but there's that. James' interaction with the season 1 cast, I don't think would all be that interesting. The only one I can really think of that would be interesting is Miriam, but mainly because James and Miriam have such similar arcs that I think it'd be very interesting to see how those two talk to each other, but I do think Yule's gonna get revenge on James, and that is exactly how James is going to get out, and I think that'd be absolutely hilarious, because I kind of wish Carol was back to pull that role off, though, because, I mean, Carol never got her revenge on James and Aiden, sadly. Probably never will, but either way, I am excited to see James back. I am curious to see the direction they'll take him, given the fact he is a previous winner and they basically used most of his potential in season 2. Maybe we actually get to see more of his strategic side, and also get to see him trying to take down Yule again. Yule versus James rivalry. We're just gonna move on to the next camper, which is actually Yule. So Yule basically didn't have a redesign, and honestly there wasn't really a need for one, but I do think it was an improvement. First off, his skin color changed. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Whatever. I do think the hairstyle change is cool, and the flames look like they're a different color. I think they dimmed down the color, and I do think it works a lot better. Honestly, I think his design was a bit more dimmed down in brightness. I don't know. Maybe that is, again, just me. I do think it's cool, but anyways, we're just gonna move on to the discussion of Yule. Yule as a character is one I am so excited to see back, because I think he's about to become main antagonist, and he's going to just destroy the competition. Maybe a bit predictable for him, of all people, to be main antagonist, but I do think the potential for that is huge. Plus, we saw him with Grett in the poster. I am slightly worried, but here's what I think's happening. Yule looks like he is hurting to be smiling right now, and I think what happened is he got so canceled in Hollywood that no one's hiring him for choreographies, and his manager or PR team, whatever it is, suggested for him to be like, okay, Yule, you need to act nice, and we're gonna put you back on Disventure Camp. You've been invited back, and so you can fix your reputation. So he's gonna be acting nice the entire season. That is going to be hilarious to watch though. So can he be the main antagonist who's acting nice? Well, I mean, Fiori's done it, so I think it's still a huge possibility. I do wonder how he's gonna manage to act nice by James. Imagine if you will just backstab James automatically. That'd be funny. But again, am I slightly scared to see Yule back? Yes. But I do think he's making it very, very far because Yule as a character can't. Maybe that is a bit predictable, but Yule's potential needs to be used. We're just gonna move on to the next character. Connor, the only thing that really changed is the color of his clothing being a bit more bright, being a bit more there, I guess. Nothing again else really changed, and I think that's fine. I don't think really anything needed to change. Oh, his sunglasses changed. I just noticed that. Now that I have this side-by-side comparison. Cool. Anyway, next part, let's just discuss Connor. Connor is someone I don't think basically anybody expected to come back in Disventure Camp All-Stars. Maybe a few did, but I don't think the vast majority just did not think he was coming back, and here he is, back on the show. I do think Connor coming back is an interesting idea. However, what more can you do with him rather than his Riya? I think he's mainly back for the Riya arc, whatever Riya's arc is gonna be, which proves that she's gonna be a major character this season if they brought back a character like Connor to mainly help out with Riya's arc. But either way, I don't know what else you can do with Connor. Maybe make him in charge with Miriam? I'm trying to just off the top of my head think of people he can actually interact with, but it's so hard to really think of interesting interactions for Connor of all characters. But I'm happy to see him back, and I do think whatever he's going to do is going to be very interesting. I don't think he's making it that far though. Maybe he will be like a merge boot and make it very far, maybe prove me wrong, but I think he's going to be more like a pre-merge boot because, again, but he was a pre-merge boot last time, so maybe he will make it farther given that factor, but I guess we'll see. Moving on to the next camper. Ashley basically just did not get a redesign. I think some of the jacket's a bit more darker. I think that's literally the only change, which is completely fine for a character like Ashley who already had a decent, really good design. So we're just gonna quickly move into the discussion because there's really not much more to note on her redesign. Ashley's a character that has the potential to be a finalist. Then again, pretty much every character does, so who even knows at that point? But my main worry is who is Ashley gonna interact with? Will's not back. Her boyfriend. Lil's not back. Nick's not back. Not back. What is new for her to do? I mean, again, Fiori's back, so she can just rain terror on Fiori, and that can be absolutely hilarious. Like, the destruction of Fiori starts with Ashley. But otherwise, I don't know how much of her season 2 interaction would be that entertaining, to be honest with y'all. I can't really see too many of them being that interesting, so I think Ashley getting revenge on Fiori is the main thing she could do, but otherwise, with Will not being back, with Lil not being back, with Nick not being back, the main people she interacted with, I don't think much is gonna happen. And I get Ellie's back, so she can try to get revenge on Ellie, but even then, I don't think that's really deserved, because Ellie did have to vote off somebody, so I mean, of course, I'm not even going down that rabbit hole right now, but she could be a very early boot or she could be finals. I don't see any in between when it comes to Ashley. Moving on to Gabby. This new design I think looks really cool because I think the new sweater and the bow is all she really did need, because as a character, she doesn't need that big of a redesign. She didn't change too much, and I'm doubting she's been through a lot since the show, but she's happy right now. She's happy to be back, and it's just probably because Ellie's coming back. If you all can't tell, I'm a huge fan of the Gabby and Ellie interactions. I think that's been made way too clear. So moving on to the Gabby discussion. I get it. Gabby had so much development in season 1. What more is there to do with Gabby? Well, there is lots more to do with Gabby. First off, her interactions are going to be so entertaining, I think. Whether it be with Ellie or some of the season new cast, again, I think Tess would be an interesting one. Lake's also an interesting one I kind of want to see. And Tom, their friendship was so unexpected, but oh my goodness, this is a sweet friendship, so I do hope to see it return. Either way, Gabby can also go on her villain arc with having like a Alec arc from All Stars. That'd be interesting to also see. Either way, I'm excited to see Gabby back. She's probably making finals, and I am just, yes. So we're gonna be moving on to the next camper. Miriam is back. So her design did change a bit. She got a different shirt, she got pants, and then she's got new shoes. Pretty cool, I guess. I know there's really not much to know, but I do think the redesign is cool. I do think I don't know if I prefer it over the original, but again, I think it looks cool and it fits Miriam's character. Let's just discuss Miriam because, yeah. The first question I had to myself when I saw that Miriam was confirmed, I was wondering, what the heck is Miriam gonna manage to do? Because, yeah, she can have attraction with Jake, Tom, but otherwise, she won the money. She's gone through all her potential now. She's used all her potential. What more is there to do? Again, I think there's a reason she's back. She's the winner, though. I don't think she's making it that far, though. I've seen theories that she's gonna be quitting for Jake or Tom, which we thought was gonna happen in season 1, but I do think it's way more likely to happen here because probably like Jake's gonna be on the chopping block, probably more Jake because he's a lot more annoying than Tom, and then she's gonna sacrifice herself for Jake because we can see from the All-Stars poster she's just annoyed to be back, and honestly, pretty mood. That's a mood. But still, I'm excited to see her. I don't think she's making it far, but then again, I thought she'd be out really early in season 1. She won the season, so we'll see what happens with Miriam. On to Fiori! I didn't bother at the BTA designs for the season 1 characters because I didn't feel the need. However, I do think Fiori's new design is so cool because it blends the BTA season 1 reboot and adds something new to the mix in her design. The ponytail's completely new. The shirt looks a lot like her hoodie from BTA, and then the shorts and the shoes are obviously from the season 1 with a bit more modernized take, and I really like that idea. The fact that they just went and just added aspects from every part of her old self and also added something new. I just really like that idea for Fiori's redesign, and I think it's one of the most creative ones out there for the batch of redesigns we got, but we're just going to quickly discuss Fiori as a character. I feel like the second that Alec was confirmed to be returning to Disventure Camp All-Stars, I think everybody was like, yeah, Fiori's coming back, because I feel like you can't have Alec back without Fiori, and here is Fiori. Fiori is a character, her dynamics, I think the most interesting person from the season 2 cast she would have interactions with is Maria. Maria isn't here. So, alright. I think she's obviously going to be making up with Alec, but of course she's going to be a strategic mastermind again. But she's going to get a pre-merge boot. I don't see her making it much farther. She, again, made finals. She got second. I don't think she's going to be the main antagonist a second time. All she really needs is her and Alec to make up, or at least be on better terms than they are right now, and it'll be fine. I do want to see her interactions with Grett, though. That's going to be very interesting, and not much more to know on Fiori, though. We'll see. Ooh, her interaction with Riya, though. Yes. Finally an interesting season. Interesting. But I wonder if she's going to act like her little, like her innocent self in front of the season 2 cast. But Aiden has watched the season. Doesn't he know what Fiori is up to? That's going to be interesting. Maybe he just completely forgot. Oh no. We'll see. Moving on to the next character. Tom being one of the characters with the biggest redesigns is something I don't think many people expected, because how much has Tom changed since the ending of season 1? Anyways, I do like the new jacket. I think it's a really cool, it looks like brick. It's giving brick vibes from Total Drama. That is the biggest comparison I can do with this outfit, and I think it looks really cool. Anyways, we're just gonna move on to the discussion of the character. Tom as a character, I am excited to see back. However, I don't know where he's going to be placing, because Tom is a character that can really place anywhere and it would work for his character, because he's already got his good ending. He's working as a cop. Unless Jake comes and destroys that again, that'd be just no thanks, Jake. But obviously he's going to be interacting a lot with Jake and Miriam. I wonder if he's going to interact with Ellie much, given the fact that he's friends with Gabby, and Gabby, we all know what so it's just I wonder how his season 2 interactions would be. I don't know. I think James would be the most interesting one he can interact with. Maybe Aiden. I guess we'll have to see. It's just, I don't know what more you can go with Tom, because he is such a good character in season 1. So I guess we'll see, but I don't know if he's making it that far. I don't know how far he can make it, because placement, again, can be basically anything. Moving on to the next character. So, Grett, oh my gosh, this redesign's cool. I do like the new romper, and I do like, and then of course she has her heels back. She obviously has the ponytail, and I think it looks really cool. All of it looks great. So we're just gonna move on to the Grett discussion. Everybody, editor Alexa here. This is going to mention a sensitive topic, weight loss. If you don't want to hear that, you can obviously skip to this timestamp found in the description. But if you are okay with that, please continue watching, and thank you. So Grett, I am so excited to see Grett back, honestly. Even though I didn't expect it, I think she's going to have a very interesting arc. Obviously, the post shows weight loss is going to be her arc, so I am intrigued to see the direction they'll be going for that. I don't want to focus too much on it, again, since it is a sensitive topic for some. And then we're also going to be seeing, okay, so I saw this ship name, and now I find it way too funny. You'll regret. Or Gru. These are so cursed. Okay, so obviously I think she's going to be making it very far, given the fact that she of course has her weight loss arc, and she also has this arc with Yule, I think, this relationship arc, which I don't think it's going to be healthy. It's probably going to be toxic, and I am very scared. If it is going to, it's somehow probably going to manage to be more toxic than Tom and Jake, which, oh no. Oh dear, I don't want to talk too much on that ship because we barely know anything about it. In fact, it isn't even confirmed. It's just on this poster. So I guess we'll have to see, but we'll see, okay? Moving on to the next character. Hey, great! So he has this new jacket, new hairstyle. He doesn't look like he changed at all, though. Has he matured at all? That's the true question. I think he's like gonna be like 27 or 28 now in canon, so I guess we'll see. We'll just discuss him real quick. Okay, so Jake, if you've seen my channel before, you know I do not like Jake in the slightest. I'm planning to make a video on Jake one day, but after All Stars, but that's gonna take like a year. I think somebody in the comment section said, I forget who, said it was like October 17th, 2024 until this, if they go for the 2 weeks format. Oh my gosh. So that's gonna be a while, obviously. But back on point, back on subject here, Jake as a character, I hope gets redeemed, and I really hope he's matured somehow. Him being with Aiden and him and Aiden interacting, I just need to see that. I think Jake's interactions with Aiden and James are the most interesting I can give him in the season 2 cast. Obviously, he's going to be interacting with Ellie. Obviously, he's going to have a Tom arc. So obviously, I think Jake is going to make it very far yet again, because he has so much to do, so many interactions, so many season 1 arcs that need to be closed off. So he's got a lot to do. Anyways, we're going to be moving on to Alec. Alec looks just mad to be here, honestly. Mood. Anyways, I think Alec's new design, since he's like divorced and all that, I think it's great from a story perspective. It works so well. I don't think it's kind of blow down though, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, we're just gonna be moving on to the discussion of Alec, since there's really not much more to note about his redesign rather than the fact he has a white shirt. And I think his shoes actually changed. If my memory serves me right, he actually has like blue shoes now. I don't know, I guess we'll see. But moving on. Alec. Okay, so Alec is a character, I think, if Fiori was coming back, whatever, I think it was expected for him to come back. I personally expected it. Honestly, Alec, I think the main thing he's going to do, obviously, is interact with Fiori, but otherwise, I don't know who else he's going to really interact. I mean, I predicted Riya, because I thought that was such an interesting dynamic, but I don't know if that's going to happen anymore. I don't. At least looking at Riya's ability side, but I could be wrong here. Alec's interactions rather than Fiori, of course he needs something to do, so I guess we'll have to see what he does do. I don't think he's making it that far though. Maybe like a merge boot, early merge, late pre-merge. I know I always say that, but that is usually where these people would place. Maybe early. I think I'm leaning towards more merge though, because it is Alec of all characters. I think he does have interesting interactions in season 2 if done right. So again, the main thing he needs to do is make up with Fiori. Otherwise, that's just basically, I like how the main thing for both Alec and Fiori is just making up with one another. But moving on, we're just going to quickly chat about the production real quickly. Derek. Okay, so Derek is going to be so interesting as an intern. I don't think many people expected them to come back, especially as interns too. I think it's going to be very interesting to see Derek's interactions with mainly Nina and the new cast member too. I don't know how he's going to interact with Crystal. I originally thought maybe Derek and Crystal were related, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong here. We'll see, I guess. And we're just going to quickly move on to Trevor. So Trevor as a character, I'm also excited to see back narratively. He looks happy to be an intern, obviously, because it's Derek of all characters. He's going to be happy in really any scenario. So I guess we'll have to see the direction that Trevor is taken this season. Obviously, I think they're going to have their own separate little arc compared to the others, given the fact they are interns. And I just need to see Oliver bossing them around, because tables have turned, people. Tables have turned. Moving on to Oliver, though. Oliver's back, and of course he's promoted this time. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with Oliver this season, though. I think it's obviously gonna have something to do with Derek and Trevor, if anything, because I think Oliver and Crystal's arc is just done. It doesn't need much more development, but of course we'll see. And then we have Nina and Marcus back, guys. Nina and Marcus are back. This is amazing, mainly because Nina's back. I don't care for Marcus, but Nina is about to cause chaos, and I need to see Nina interact with the season 1 contestants. It is going to be absolutely hilarious. Oh my gosh. Nina is such a funny character. Okay, so now we need to talk about this new character. First, see Emily. The first thing I think of is Riya and Blanley in one. That's the first thing I think of. So I wonder if she's going to have that more Blanley arc. I mean, obviously there's many things. This is a new character. We just got promotional art for it. That's literally the only thing we have. She looks to be more villainous, though. I could be wrong. My expectation might be subverted, but we will see. And I wonder how she even got hired, because like I don't think anyone expected a new character to come to the mix, but I am intrigued and interested to see what happens with Emily. Again, we barely know nothing. We basically know nothing. So again, I know I really haven't mentioned Jensen yet, and I don't have a poster for Jensen, so I'm just gonna talk about Jensen real quick now, because I think Jensen's gonna come back in this season somehow in the subplot, whatever it may be. He's still coming back. I guess we'll have to see, though. And moving on to our host, Crystal. Crystal is easily, I think, the best host in all of this Disventure camp, if it can't be Nina considered. So I am excited to see her back, and I'm excited to see her hosting. I do think her arc this season will have something to do with the Emily girl, but I guess we'll have to see what happens there. And I do wonder why she even hired Derek, Trevor, Emily. I guess we'll know in the first episode or so. We'll figure it out eventually. So yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I hope to see you next time. And what are your theories and predictions for All Stars? I'd like to hear it in the comments. Bye. See you next time, everybody. Thank you.